Strict new gun control laws were set to start this Thursday, but that is delayed following a state judge's ruling today. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Brittany Falkers. Now, that news came just after a federal judge appeared to hand Measure 114 supporters a victory. Mike Benner is in the newsroom tonight, sorting through it all. Mike.
Hey, Brittany, it was a complicated day for sure, but the bottom line tonight, the gun control measure will not go into effect later this week as originally planned. But let me set the stage of how we got here. Late last week, the Oregon Firearms Federation, along with several Oregon sheriffs, went into federal court in hopes of getting a judge to block Measure 114. Measure 114, of course, was passed by a majority of voters just last month. The ballot measure requires background checks before the sale or transfer of a gun, bans magazines that hold more than 10 rounds, and requires permits to purchase a gun. Well, this morning, federal judge Karen Immergut ruled against the plaintiffs, who argued Measure 114 violates the constitutionally protected right to bear arms. The judge says that's not the case, and the measure should go into effect Thursday. But all of that was short-lived. A few hours later, a state judge in eastern Oregon's Harney County ruled in favor of another set of plaintiffs in a separate case that also was trying to block the measure from going into effect. The judge granted a temporary restraining order against Measure 114, blocking the law until he can hear more arguments about the case. Lewis and Clark law professor Tung Yin tells us he's not surprised an eastern Oregon judge sided with gun enthusiasts.
Since state judges are elected, although they're going to be doing their best, they're necessarily going to be responsive to their constituencies to a certain extent because, you can get voted out of office. And so, one would expect that in the eastern part of the state that the judges would be naturally more receptive to gun right claims.
All right, it's worth mentioning again, because of what transpired in eastern Oregon today, Measure 114 will not take effect Thursday. The state judge's ruling takes precedence here because he was looking at the case through the lens of the Oregon Constitution that offers more protections and rights than the U.S. Constitution that was at the center of the federal case. We expect more developments next week, and we'll be sure to bring them to you.